Thank you so much, Stunner and the boys on the desk. It's an interesting one. Nuke between two teams so very comfortable on it.
Yes.
I'm Machine, he's Henry, and we're into the pistol.
We absolutely are. It's a CT start for FURIA, and it's a map that we're both very well versed. I'm excited to see this one finish. You don't see many Nuke games in a best of one. It's an explosive start here. A couple of frags for FURIA as we dive down the vent and get rid of Jerry. Doing what he can here. It's an awkward battle for XE Power, the star. Doing what he can at this point, but Jerry left with the bomb plant at least, so they can buy up next. Oh, what could have happened? He could have planted safe there and been fine behind the silo. He exposes himself.
In the interest of time.
He wasn't really protected from any position in that plant. He was spotted from decon, double doors, window, ramp. He had no cover in that plant. He should have just planted behind the silo and he would have got it down. I
mean, it's just one of those tiny, the minutiae of Counter-Strike, that extra second to readjust. He just wanted to try and punch in the digits as fast as he could, but yeah, exposed.
But they would have had AKs this round. They are going to force by regardless. They've got a scout for XE Power. They've got Deagles, CZs, and Kevlar on 3.
Now, if you have looked at HLTV, you'll see a rather large win percentage attributed to forZe on this map.
Yes, but bear in mind their opponents won't be the same caliber FURIA have been playing the last few months. So I definitely have FURIA as the favourites here, especially after winning the pistol. They normally have slow starts in their CT forces, but this is looking very good with the opening pick in the second round. They've got a 5 versus 4, and his XE Power has been removed. He had the scout outside.
I've seen some crazy things with that scout in his hands, not today. Vinny closing that gap. He could not have a better weapon for this position.
The old alligator.
Well, he descends. Now we're seeing those shots fired outside. He actually did manage to connect with that Desert Eagle. Didn't have to pay a single penny for it. Still full health. And he's taking his shotgun down lower. Their access to secret forced him down there, so now the CT's divided. FaceCrack looking to conquer, does connect with XE Power's scout before being caught by Yuri outside. You can see he's playing that heaven position, and Almeza? Let's go for Almeza, excuse me. Did go down. Jerry, once again, the last man standing, 2 rounds in a row. The leader for forZe, if you're unfamiliar with the squad. Definitely one that I have expectations for, certainly for the Legends stage. Impressed me at the minor. Let's see if they can back it up.
Jerry will have few options here. He'll be making his way towards outside. It's a matter of time before he drops, I'm afraid. Sees it at that range, not going to be too beneficial. And we will see 3 players survive at FURIA. They fend off the force buy from forZe, and there should be a full eco up next. XE Power still has $4,000. I assume he has dropped the scout before. He's the all-pro of the squad, so you're expecting him to keep his money strong. I don't think he'll invest much more than a P250 into this round, as they do get P250s, CZs, a couple of them Kevlar as well, so taking their money down to $1,400. That should be fine, at least for rifles next round. See, XE Power does get the Desert Eagle, and they'll give it another go here. A couple of utility, 1 flash, 1 smoke, as they make their way towards the lobby right now. Are they going to try and dive down the vents or actually head towards ramp?
Yeah, simply that's aim is going to be tested, but that spray is a dream. Straight through the smoke, he cuts them down to size, and he's not done there. quesorato's part of the firing squad, and they will execute just between the 2 of them, 3 and 2 apiece. And that will be a quick 3-0 to start things off with a bang. It's the dream run, of course, CT side of Nuke. You win the pistol, and you have that advantage of the side. I'm going to be intrigued to see what forZe can do. Their first buy, their first attempt to try and destabilize FURIA after their lost pistol. What do you do? What's the call? Jerry on the mic.
They've got the XE Power AWP, so that suggests to be something quite slow, methodical. Probably going to be working the squeaky door with the orb, nade it open and see what can be done. As they head towards that position, he will be checking towards the main entrance. There is a player there. Hits quesorato, down to 16 points of health just through the vent there. Third big kill as well, make it 2. FaceCrack completely ruins the outside positioning of the CTs.
Aggressive outside take, usually you're going to be rewarded for the CTs. This time shut down by just 1 man. He's still breathing.
Great shots.
No need to run anything quickly here. FaceCrack, he's been given so much freedom from those frags. He did this himself. A nice boost. Going to enable able to reposition. Perhaps could get to heaven. I don't think he's got the time for it just yet. Vinny was the one to put him up there. Oh, Meza. He's been staring at Squeaky for about 40 seconds now, and quesorato's still tucked in on that vent corner. FaceCrack's journey has been plentiful. He's actually gone all the way through outside, now coming from behind on ramp. I actually love this decision. Not choosing to try and find heaven. Instead, a nade's actually landed, a Molotov into quesorato's corner.
Absolutely has. 5 versus 2, 45 seconds remain. The auto shotgun, if they come in this position, could be beneficial. They're actually coming back towards the lobby right now. We'll see if this is going to be the case. Looking towards lower though, so that's going to be the main focus. They're going to get the bomb down. It's just Almeza who's holding towards Squeaky. He's got a kill towards Vinny. There is a gap there. Should be able to find this first kill, no problem. And now it's a 5 versus 1. ableJ will have to save what he can towards CT spawn. They still have plenty of money to buy. It'll be their first full buy into the next round. They'll be able to get AWPs out. No shotguns. They'll have rifles across the board. And remember, these guys, they like an AUG. Will we see it on Nuke? I'm not so sure. It's a weapon that's certainly going out of fashion since its nerf. But we're definitely going to see an AWP. These guys like to run double AWP sometimes on this map as well. So watch out for that.
I think the dream role for the AUG, whether or not it's capable of doing so in its current state or not, is a debate for another time. But I think that oh, hang on a second. Able could get caught by Hexapower if he continued that push. And they could realise that they're quite happy to have all 5 standing. The point I was trying to make was that I think the dream role for the AUG is that you are choosing it because you want to scope, because of your position, because of your angle, because of the site you've chosen to hold. That scope bears an advantage. Of course, the trade-off is that it's a little worse from the hip. That was the nerf we're referring to. It now has the same damage fall-off, or a rather similar fall-off to the FAMAS when not scoped in. This was that fantastic start from Able, just keeping those Kevlar pistols under lock and key.
Yeah, they didn't give much away at all in the opening few rounds. They've given one up at this point. Remember, that was the round they didn't have an AWP. They had a shotgun there. This is their final form, and Art's showing us what it's capable of. He will be finding Jerry at the very start of the round towards Squeaky Door, and now changes his tension towards the outside positioning. Bomb down by the silo for now. ableJ looking comfortable towards ramp as Face Crack looks to do just that outside. Once again, he got 2 frags before. Can he replicate it?
He's been very, very clinical with his approach to clearing that outside area. He's boosted the AWP up straight into the loving embrace of Art. Sounds like the FURIA coach liked that one. 2 early frags, both coming out from the AWPer. The Brazilian powerhouse. Debate on the desk, top 10, top 15. They don't know where to put FURIA yet. Of course, a run here at the major would help them.
I think they're ranked 9th officially right now. But yeah, it's such a weird top 10 we have right now. It's really not indicative as to where the land lies. Fully, I agree with Chad. Like Vitality are not a number 2 team in the world right now.
Certainly not after the game we just casted. Yeah. And so they're off. Double smokes to guys their cross. Keeps the CTs guessing. Are they actually behind them or not? Only 3 of them though. They're not making any secret of their presence down lower, stepping loudly.
Proudly almost.
Proudly on the granite. The face of Able doesn't stop him trying to take a fight. And, Art could be vulnerable here. They're looking to make a 3 versus 5 happen with 20 seconds left. They have got access to the site. They're using their utility well, but the door's open. Makes it all too easy for Yuri. That hip fire, no problem with the AUG for him. And he'll finish it off with the 3rd as well. FURIA locked them down 4-1 as they respond after forZe's first buy.
Yeah, strong round from FURIA as well. It's Art getting those opening picks of the AWP. We said that should be the first signs of where this game is going, because the previous round they had shotguns, they had rifles, sure, but now they've got the full setup. This is what they're used to, this is what they run usually, and now they've got AK-47s into the mix as well. That makes them even more deadly going forward. Still money there for forZe, just about. This is the final buy for them if they can't pull this one together as they bring out the AWP once again. Hexapower with 2 kills so far. He's got a lot of notoriety around him at this point. They proved themselves in buckets and spades at the mana. We'll see if they can start to come to life here on Nuke.
Jerry just on the other side of that door. Should he choose to swing it open, he's going to be met with a flick from Art. That's so quick, and now the gap's established. He can hold all the way down. Door open for the smoke. Didn't want to chance it through the gap. A smoke in response from the T's. Art could have a gap here, though.
Poor smoke, you're right. I think Art has got a big gap. We'll see if it works out for them. So far, so good. And the bomb's gone down, and he might even get a quick low scope here. Not going to happen, but Yuri in position needs to stay right now, keeping up his spot. He will get yet another frag. It's ableJ to provide the flashbang. XE Power 4 versus 1, and he does find the first shot. Vinny did not have to do that at all. But still, they've got a massive chance of winning this, and Nexi, I think he's going to hit this shot. Not going to happen. KSR times it well, and do they recover the AWP? I think they certainly do. They've got double AWP, so this is why I was warning you. Yeah. This is when they get to their actual final form. This is where they do their best work with the 2 AWPs.
Okay, power level over 9,000 then. We're really...
Yeah, it before, even you look back 2 years ago, no one ran double AWPs on CD side of Nuke, but Liquid started doing it. Now everyone's having a go. It seems like it's actually a very viable approach. If you've got momentum behind you, you're hitting your shots. Problem is they get the bomb down low. slower, you become very weak indeed, and even more so if they're going to be rushing you with the likes of
That's scary, no?
and CZ. You got double orbs, yeah, a couple of missed shots. It can all come crumbling down in front of you. We'll see what this partial buy from forZe will lead to.
Could be towards the top side. Of course, so much money spent in the early round. Those Molotovs will keep them at bay. The fact that FaceCrack just walks in main is blowing my mind, and he's taken the mind out of forZe. A huge frag on the top of the site. He's not done there.
Oh my
3
God.
with the Mac-10. They put all of their pennies, all of their schmeckles into this round, and FURIA now only have 2. Could be 1 soon, because FURIA are going to lose Vinny. Great angle from FaceCrack. He's on for the ace. This is incredible.
Oh!
FaceCrack demands the second round for forZe. 5 charging towards main with the Mac-10, holds it sideways, and that is incredible.
Yeah, that was very well done, and that just kind of shows you the vulnerabilities of a double orb set up against weapons like CZ's Mac-10s. All you need is an inch, and they'll take a mile every single time with that sort of weapon. We're seeing so many great sequences in the Mac-10 at this event, and this one is absolutely spectacular. 3 kills with that weapon, upgrades to the AK-47. He knows what the AWP is as well, and closes it out in style as they find their second round.
They had nothing in that round.
It just felt so good, though. They're up against the AWP. You're like, there's a chance it could work.
How does he end up in main so quick when you've got double
He
AWPs?
must have gone silo and flashed over twice and just jumped in towards
straight in,
main
yeah.
entrance, yeah. Because then he can just fly in there because you're not going to be spotted by anyone. You get a couple of good flashes and a missed shot from the AWP, and in you go. You can see the upper bomb side players was one ready for it.
I mean, I think Flick got a flash assist on the site players, which means he was throwing that pat even through the skylights.
He could have done skylights or he could have been lobby. I assume the skylights.
Yeah.
I think you're right. But there is a flash you can bounce off the lobby to land it inside the bomb side as well.
Perfectly executed from
But
forZe.
that was great. The timings couldn't be better.
FaceCrack's got a big smile on his face, and understandably so. Double digits now. He's just doubled his kills in 1 round.
Yeah, he was the catalyst for success in their first victory, and now he gets an ace in their second. That's fantastic.
5 to 10. Bit of early initial damage from the utility of FURIA, but nothing to write home about. Dear Mum, they did a bit of damage with nades.
I'm aware this letter wasn't worth sending.
I'm aware that it's not worth writing home about. Sincerely, Alex.
Anyway, we have got this force buy from FURIA. You can see they've got 1 smoke, 1 flash. No defuse kits, but they have got an AWP and 3 rifles. Vinny will have to do with the Desert Eagle at this point. Outside is the position they've chosen. In terms of Art's position right now, he's actually holding in the hut, looking towards lobby.
Yuri's got full info. He knows there's people above him. He knows shots outside. He hears steps. He also hears that AWP shot. Smoke will land as Yuri chooses to throw a couple of bullets through. He certainly does, but from the wall, he has some pressure applied. Forced back into the site. But they're going through warehouse here, Henry.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got the nice control of the outside position. Able J.
Look at Art.
Yeah, he's...
Was he underneath? Never mind.
Oh, okay. Able J with an assist from XE Power there. We'll be finding the first pick. And now still with outside control. They've lost a man, and they're losing HP as well. Almeza will be down to 39. XE Power throws caution to the wind, faces from main entrance, and he'll be punished for it.
Left eye peek. Sees the shoulder, easy shots. And this one looks as good as over. Jerry's low as well. Yuri wrapping this one up almost single-handedly. Flips the last man standing. He's going to have a good shot at it, actually. Tags up another towards the site, anticipating pressure from heaven. He can take this fight almost all on his own now. Art arrives just in the nick of time. Then he's there to finish the job. Coach of FURIA trying to keep the momentum there. They are going to go on a nice looting, a scavenging mission. It's going to be 2 AKs and AWP Krieg, all brought into the next round.
Absolutely, that was the force buy from FURIA. One that works out very well for them. A couple of kills gifted after losing their first pick. The AWP trying to crack open the A-bomb side didn't work out for them at all, and it's going to be FURIA back on their feet on the CT side here. And it's the team damage that helps out Able J. I think he has that kill regardless, but it saves him from dying, that's for sure, as he takes down a FaceCrack there. Round 9. Money's still decent for forZe, but it's starting to be whittled down once again. The incendiary to stop the rush from Squeaky Door, as Able J will be solo holding towards ramp once again. XE Power is... Last time we've got Almeza looking for any aggression from the ramp, but once that smoke's down, you're pretty safe.
XE Power finding a frag on Art. Looks like it was close quarters, and a frag so good, we've had to hide his identity on the player cam there.
For his protection.
For his protection.
Yeah.
A lot of people mad about that shot. Art.
It's a man in CSGO.
That's so funny. And he eyes on door. In the meantime, it's Yuri. He saved the day for FURIA in the round prior. Triple kill from him. Now, he's got first blood.
down.
But that's very quick. Flit with the first. They're going to try and cross the Molotov. Will force Fury off this line, but he plays the waiting game, and it's not quite going to be rewarded. Tag them up, but the Flames find him first.
Yeah, this is looking very good for forZe now. 4 versus 2. Both CTs in the vents, and player towards Squeaky would have hurt them both. So Denise not much chance to do much with this. He does do a lot of damage, though, through the smoke and the door.
Nade.
Is it enough to actually take him down with the HE? He's naded himself.
Oh my goodness.
He thought the door was blown out. It wasn't. He just threw it into the smoke, hoping that door was gone, but it bounced off and killed him. You don't see that too often, Alex.
That's a new one.
That's an oopsie-daisy right there.
Certainly for today. Yeah, nades himself in decon. This was one of those things here in Counter-Strike. He knew he'd tagged up Flit, or at least he had a sneaking suspicion. That nade could have done so much damage, but it's the door where he meets his demise. FURIA desperately trying to keep hold of the orb for his comrade. There are 3 players pushing this. He's, of course, not aware of that. I think he's going to be safe and sound, though.
Look how disciplined they are. They don't go further than Secret at all. There's like, you know what, we're going to keep our money so strong. He'll save his orb, sure, but at this point, what do they do with it? They've got no money to force into this round, really. Well, Yuri seems to think they do. They could have bought up next round. They were averaging $2,600 per player, and with the orb, they've decided to force into this one. So, he didn't even do that.
Not even that.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
I could have let him off with the smoke and hitting the door, but he actually completely fluffed it there.
6 HP, he's desperately running up those stairs. Like...
They weren't going to win the round anyway. Let's be honest about that, but still, you don't like to see that.
That nade does blow up the door. Molotov in response from the CTs, but that's a line of sight that will be established for the rest of the round. It does have the AWP on top site. Art likely going to be very comfortable to hold that. And Laser, why is he so willing and so ready? Could get a second FURIA slides in.
Oh, it's starting to fall apart now for the Brazilians. They force into this round. They've lost the first 2 picks, but Yuri might be able to pick up the pieces. 2 players in front of him right now. Nails the first, 5-7, not ideal to get the second. He's down to 5 points of health. Surely he'll be taken down at this point. Jerry's got his number. He just needs to touch him, and he'll be taken. And we'll see Vinny recover the AWP. 3 versus 1. Has to nail that first shot. Incredibly difficult, but very close.
Not far off. If that hits him, he's got a 1v2, and he's got a good understanding of at least where the next frag could come from. Nice from forZe. This is quite the T side, actually. I mean, for Nuke, it's been spotty. Of course, we saw FURIA win the pistol, brought them the initial 3. But since then, forZe have managed to find good ways, good avenues to pick apart the FURIA side now. No pennies. That
0 shekels.
Yeah, that investment from FURIA into that round, it hasn't really net them the reward they were hoping for.
And forZe read it perfectly. They've got Mac 10s out for this sort of scenario up against the USPs. This is going to be a very simple round for them, I would imagine. We have seen a few full eco victories, but this is not going to be one of them.
Yeah, they're all outside, and top site doesn't cost them a penny. They can just walk in. Jerry's going to send that Mac 10 through and start trying to accrue some more fun. $600 a pop. Love it. No armor, no worries.
Yeah, that's his 4th kill of the game, so he's been relatively quiet. In-game leader of the squad, known to be one of the stronger fraggers in that department. Doesn't set the world on fire just yet, but impactful frags, like he said, farming some cash with the Mac 10s. It's best the Mac 10 gets those kills, if possible. You don't necessarily want that gun for the next round. You're fine if he goes down, as long as he makes his money back with the kills.
Yeah. And 2 Mac 10s were brought into this one, so nothing for FaceCrack to upgrade. He's likely going to be sent to go find Art. Art's going to make his presence known. Just 1 single bullet with a silencer, perhaps not perfect idea of where he is. The taps are so good, FaceCrack so low. And Art will just desperately scavenge away or hide away, not letting them get any more dollars for his death. So, round 12 of this best of 1. It is a best of 1, and for anyone that hasn't been keeping track of all of the games, so many games have been going on at once here at the Major, getting that Challenger stage underway. But it was, of course, that game versus Crazy that put FURIA in the 1 win, 1 loss
column.
Of
all maps as well.
Of all maps. A big result for Crazy. We were casting that one.
Yeah, FURIA are very good on train. It's one of their home maps, I would say. That's very impressive from Crazy, but FURIA not looking their usual selves. Their explosive selves this event, and looking to bounce back here. We'll see if they can get back into this one. After losing many rounds in a row, they've gone for a slightly different position there, and you can see it has its vulnerabilities. It's nice to throw in when you have decent momentum behind you. Maybe they're not going to check it, but very aware. XE Power will find the first shot on Art, and now it's another 5 versus 4. No defuse kits available, and outside control coming in thick and fast from forZe.
I love the use of their flashbangs and their smokes. The fact that XE Power throws it so deep that the gap is never going to be on the angle that covers the secret. You can't sit in that corner and hold that gap. Instead, gap rather useless. Okay, Jerry's trying to feign some outside presence. I don't think there's anyone ready to back it up. XE Power and FaceCrack are already deepened across. Wow, they can go anywhere with this setup.
It really can. There's no grenades at all. It's one smoke, I beg your pardon, for FURIA. That's about it. So they need to push. They need some intel here.
Right.
Someone needs to get a frag back. They cannot handle a full execution at this point. AbleJ knows it. He's got towards ramp room. He pretty much has to go further. He can't just hold this position. He needs intel. He hasn't really gotten it yet.
And he's about to get a face full of it if they check. But I'm not sure they're ready for this. Jerry.
That's good.
Gonna drop the bomb. So much information. A second. Dink onto Flip. Could come back to haunt forZe, but the numbers do still favor them. And time, well, we talk about the numbers. This one doesn't. 25 seconds on this T side. They're heading towards the top side. FaZe digging in on the bomb site itself. Finny catching Flit on the cross. Perfect work as they pick them apart. FaZe executes him. Is the bomb down? Did it fall down the vents? He could recover. Decon, he's got the time. No smoke. The Molotov's good. 10 seconds. He's got the time. Where are the CTs coming from? Yuri and FaZe. Bomb in, he can hear the steps, rather intimidating. Looking to take the fight, gets one and backs away. He knows the other's there, and he gets the headshot. forZe continue to deliver. Face crack again. First the ace, now the 1 versus 2.
That's insane. What a maneuver that was. I can't believe the bomb was in the vents. I didn't think there was a chance. It must have trickled down there.
The frag from Yuri, there was a player heading towards vents. He got it on main. I think that the bomb just dropped. We've seen this time and time again. Let's see if we can catch it again. No, just that 1v2. I'm not complaining. Get to see that one again.
Damn, he had like 8 HP there. You can see what it means to Yuri. He's not happy about it as we get into round 13. Goodness gracious me.
The bomb dropped to vents.
That's the only way he wins there, because he was watching that player in vents for a while, right? He's just like, I'll kill this guy in vents just before you go up and I'll get the attention. His teammate goes down. He has to execute this guy in the vents, but somehow the bomb made it down. I have no idea how, but there we go. As you see lots of damage inflicted here in round number 13. It's desperate for FURIA. They've got CZs, no armor, but they can hit a lot with these pistols. We'll see whether they can find it. It's going to be Art, and will be dropped first after FURIA now to see if he can do anything with this. Yuri will take some attention away, but it doesn't look like it's enough.
Second Molotov keeps FURIA at bay while they pick apart at his team. Yuri able all forced to watch as the remaining 2. They've not got much to show for it. That's a little bit of an awkward one. Here's an AK Express delivery. Vinny's found another one. This round has just gone from bad to worse for forZe. What on earth? They had the lead. It was so good, but now just with sidearms and an armored FURIA as well. Down to Exapower, 1 versus 2. Doesn't have the bomb. Does have a chance. That could disappear right there, right now. An AK, an AWP, and the 7th round for FURIA. They don't need much to make that one work.
There we go. It will be.
Face crack. Was that the very man that's just saved, that brought 2 rounds almost single-handedly? Just tickled by that Molotov on the spread.
And they didn't have armor there. They didn't have much at all, Alex, and somehow it works out for them. The outside stack with the pistols, we said they're very proficient with that sort of weaponry, and it really shows in round number 13 there. They actually get the lead back with just CZ and Deagles, no armor, no nades.
Something that we have we haven't necessarily addressed is the simple fact that a lot of their fragging is leaning into one man. It's Yuri. He's been that outside, that main player.
Sure, he's been doing great work there. You're right. He's got 18 kills and 7 deaths. Next on the scoreboard on his team is FaZe and AbleJ with 7 kills. So he has been doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
So much of it.
Yeah.
He was also the guy that killed the guy that made the bomb go vents. It did sound like a convoluted explanation, but here's the face crack. Oh,
he jumped up. Okay, so that's like, it's a weird one. Like, he thought the flames weren't necessarily touching there. It can be a little bit confusing at times.
It's like a height thing, I think, because like if you're on the box, like forZe box, and the body's beneath you, you're fine.
Sure.
But perhaps that railing just a little too close to the flames.
Oh, that's a gutting way for the round to go down. Either way, we get into round number 14. Money on both sides now. AWP back in the hands of Arts. forZe have done very well so far. We said yesterday, FURIA are a great T-side team, especially on a map like Nuke. That's when they really are difficult to contain. They're very fast, they're very aggressive, assertive as well. They don't really run many slow rounds. They're just all around the map, finding headshots, and it's very chaotic, but it's very good. Their timings are superb. We'll see now if they can close this one out with a victory at half. 9-6 still available to them. forZe can still come back and win the half as well, so all to play for still. Bomb down in the lobby as they hold up in a defensive manner, waiting for any CT utility to be deployed.
Racetrack has got himself to red. Yuri, back in warehouse where he has spent most of his time. Early aggression he experimented with outside, but I think FaceCrack shutting it down early has caused a much more passive hold from Yuri on the outside, certainly working out for him. 18 frags. Flip, just 1 point of health lost as they actually want to push on this. A flash, a smoke, they're investing towards ramp. Steps 2, backing away though, you can see the CT doesn't want to take that fight. I think it was AbleJ. He's chosen to back right into the site, lock themselves in, dig their heels in, backs against the wall and handling it. Arc is the first. Exapower's AWP fires off a shot as well, but Abel J isn't going to be able to find the multi-kill he was hoping for. Flit instead trades.
3 versus 3, looking good for forZe. Bomb planted with 8 seconds on the clock there, so they're absolutely fine. Molotovs and headshots delivered from FaceCrack once again. He finds them of 3 versus 1. quesoRato knew nothing about this. He's so far removed from the situation. He's all the way by CT spawn. He'll get FaceCrack for sure, but at this point, the round's already done. That confirms that they've won this one. It's going to be 7-7. Money's actually pretty terrible for quesoRato and co. He's got 4,200, so he can drop a gun. I'll be able to buy himself, but the rest of them, they're going to be struggling to actually buy into this next round, and it's the final round of that, so they can actually end up losing the half here.
They made that call so quick. As soon as that Molotov arrived, it was just smoke, flash, and commit.
Yep.
No hesitation. As soon as that call is made, the team invest. forZe diving to the lower site. Great trade from Flit. If Abel gets a multi-kill there, I'm not sure they can even get that down.
Really cool stuff from forZe here. This is going to be a great game, Alex. This is just building up so nicely. FURIA really going to be tested. They're the favourites going into this one. But forZe, we know they're not to be messed with at this point. We all learned a lesson at the minor. And now we'll see if they can find an 8-7 scoreline. His face again, getting those 2 rotating players from Secret. See Euro's having a rough time out there. He's getting all the frags. Like we said, he's got 18 to his name, but it feels that can be frustrating almost when you're losing rounds like that. You're still hitting your shots. Your teammates not delivering the same department.
The game feels easier for you than it does your team.
It's like, guys, I'm getting 2 or 3 kills every round. What's going on?
Why is the score 7-7?
Well, they've got the AWP at least, like we said, a saved rifle, but the rest of them with SMGs and like, as ours. Oh God, how is he alive?
So many flashes, chaos ensuing.
What?
Smoke, flash, no one can see anything. And I can see that Exapower just found a gap.
Oh my goodness, Art really swung for the fences in that one.
He was so close. You could see backs turned and then disappeared for a moment. Now they find themselves down the lower site. I think they're all there. Haven't done the numbers. quesoRato's arriving on ramp, but Exapower's already arrived in the kill feed in a big way. Double kill. Nice from Abel. Makes the UMP work towards the windows.
Indeed. So much work to be done. quesoRato, he handles it very well indeed. It's now a 3 versus 2 as this round falls on his head. Exapower, the last player remaining. He can't hold on, Alex. And FURIA do manage to make it all work out at the very last round. They'll take the lead at half and they'll go 8-7.
Damn.
What a brilliant game this is turning out to be. And we're only halfway through. We'll take a very quick break and be back with the second half momentarily.
An incredible T-side from forZe up against FURIA. It's a best of one. Welcome back to the Berlin Major, brought to you by Starladder. I'm Machine, he's Henry.
Hello.
Second half underway.
I guess while we have a little bit of time here, I'll explain the context of Nuke.
Yeah.
They actually lost the half, but the reason, Alex, is that's an incredible half because the T side is one of the hardest in the game. So this is considered the most CT biased map we have in the pool. If you get 5-6 rounds on your T side, your offensive side, that means you've actually set yourself up very nicely for the second half. Exactly what forZe has done as they bring out Julies and the pistol. That way on top top of the hut, I assume. Very, very good weapon, this sort of scenario. They only cost $400 these days, means you get an AT or a diffuse kit with it.
Yeah, and we've seen even the very best Team Liquid have been using those dualies.
Yeah, Nitro loves them.
Yeah, he certainly does. I mean, every weapon is viable. Counter-Strike, man. Nice work from Jerry, catching one. Vinny did dive, I believe, down the vents and find a frag. Yeah, already towards Decon as he opts for a fresh magazine. Switches over to his scavenged USP for that range. He could come in handy, especially if he starts taking fights towards ramp. For now, the CT's diving towards Secret, though.
Yeah, we've got 2 players on the T side down in lower. I think the bomb is in that position as well. Right now, CTs only have ramp. They have no lower presence at all, as FURIA wait patiently for any sort of rotations here. A bit of intel. A mistake, perhaps, as Able J now goes to clear out the windows. That will be clear. But he doesn't know that, of course.
Oh, Yuri. He's been left here. The bomb hasn't committed just yet. Still in the hands of Vinny. He was down there. But if Yuri just wins a fight, continues to draw the CT's attention, or plays the waiting game and opts for the dankest of flanks, let's find out. Perhaps a top site hit, actually, is Vinny. He's going to be using those vents as an access point. He's out as well. And that's not the only one there. Nice work from Jerry for the first. Face cracks. Does find one with the dualies. He's still kicking. Trying to find the head of quesoRato. Plenty of bullets in that clip. Still 7. You can keep shooting with those. 20 in the chamber. But for the start, Alameza does finish it off alongside Flip. And they get themselves the pistol.
It's 30, Alex. Just so you know.
30 in the dualies.
Yeah.
Not 20, 30?
No, 30.
That's a full-on AK-47, man.
Not bad, is it?
Not bad at all. I wouldn't know. Don't think I've ever bought them.
You should. They're actually, I buy them a lot.
I buy them to meme, and then I just really struggle.
I really enjoy myself with those weapons. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. But yeah, I think we'll see more and more of those in pistols. Stretching maps on Nuke, you sit on the hut like exactly like Jerry was. Oh, also Jerry, let's say Firecrack was.
Yeah.
Face
Firecrack.
Firecrack.
Let's stop making up new names. I mean,
that's what I'm doing.
Firecrack, you got
Face Crack. That's what he was doing, because you can spam those 30 bullets and actually take down an rush.
Vent dive. It's going to be a vent die instead. It's going to be Yuri quickly wiped from the surface of Nuke. 3 remain. Make it 2, as these Glocks are just going to melt. No worries, there's one more there. I think quesoRato have 2 bullets put into his backside, and that will be a flawless round from forZe as they extend from their pistol win. Pistol win on the CT side was the same for FURIA. Of course, they got the initial 3. Let's see if they, I was going to say, have a shot at it now, but the bye second round coming in from FURIA.
Oh, well.
Third round, Alex. Counting is difficult, I know, but this is round 3, and the full Kriegs and AKs coming out.
It's Crack. You've got Yuri on one side with 20 kills. The next closest is 11. You've got Face Crack on the other with 20 kills, and 9 next to him. So there's 2 players just locking horns right now. It's really quite beautiful to watch. The upper push coming in from FURIA. They've done heavy damage towards main entrance, but Art's taken a lot as well. He'll be punished in the end. The UMP does finish him off there. Smoke to block off the squeaky door. Will this be where we have to finish things off in style? There's the 30 bullets, Alex, ready for it. He wants to show us what they're capable of. Does find an AK-47 instead. Wonderful stuff. 5 versus 4. Art goes down. This is the first gun round for FURIA, and they've got their work cut out for them.
They certainly have. Losing Art early, operating at a disadvantage on the T side of Nuke. You're going to have to hope for some heroics. Face Crack being low and being linchpin to that defense on the top side could come back to haunt them, certainly if a Molotov from Vinny and lands behind that site silo. Very limited utility for whatever the drawing board comes back with.
45 seconds at this point. They have 1 smoke, make it 2.
They're grouping up.
Yeah, I think they're going to Molotov site. Actually looks like a perfect Molotov. We'll see if it works out. FaZe Crack might be in trouble as Jerry pushes through the main entrance. The flashbang was great, but Yuri waiting the squeaky door is not affected by it. Almeida now has to be the linchpin. He's been set up by his teammate here. Vinny will be dropped, but can he find a second frag? It's going to be XE Power, EMP9 in the back. You see the time running so low there. It was doomed whatever happened at that point, Yuri. And it'll be double digits first for forZe as they fend off the first gun round there. And it should be an EK for FURIA at this point. At the very most, a partial buy as we look to round number 19. forZe now the heavy favourites considering their successful start on the second half.
forZe trying to get under their skin. Just those CZs and Deagles, as you anticipate. Could have been even.
They've got 4 smokes, so an outside play towards Secret is what I'm assuming is going to happen here.
I can see them flying high in the sky. Quick HE as well. No CT's damaged, but Yuri, he has got the wind beneath his wings, looking to fly now towards Secret. XE Power, it's not the ideal weapon, that's not the ideal smoke, but smoke
Yeah.
There's enough. They're going to get down, but the info's there.
When you try and do smokes on the fly, that's what will happen. You're normally going to have a gap. We were talking about that Inferno earlier with the banana CT small smoke. Either way, his face crack, he will get nothing. One of the few rounds he hasn't found a frag. Flit will hold towards lower. 9 kills to his name so far. Jerry patrolling towards lobby and the vents as they'll drop a smoke a window. That's nice. It means that access point is no longer a problem for them. As we get to the 1 minute mark, that's Vinny, 13 HP. Things start to slow down. 4 versus 4. Yuri has a rifle. But can he do much with it?
Okay, Serato does get caught out. Almeza finding that frag. They've still got time to play with. They like to run down that clock. Let the CTs overextend, and Yuri's upgraded weapon does catch the head of Almeza. Almeza, it's really hard for my little brain to handle that one.
It's okay.
I'm working on it. Vinny's so low, but willing to take the fight. Now Jerry, he's exposed. Abel can push on this. They're making a whole lot with just this half bite. Yeah. Site taken, plant possible.
Yeah, there's the AWP on the retake as well. So bomb will go down. Flit's not in a position to deny that. Yuri, though, he's in a prime spot to get this kill, no problem. There it is, that's round. XE Power can't really justify walking through the heart with an AWP at this stage. And look if there's any free kills available to him, but if he goes for that choke point, he will be taken down. He knows it. He has got the kit, a couple of flashes though. He's just looking for a kill. He'll probably retreat once he gets it. But that's going to be FURIA, as you mentioned, on the half buy. They go down 0-3, but they pull it back together with the CZ, and there's a kill, and now he falls back. That's all he wanted to do.
Makes the ladder climb. Is he trying to go for some crazy ninja nonsense? Oh my god, Exapow.
Dude, he could have won that.
He could have just defused.
Could he?
I don't...
Oh no, Vinny was there, to be fair. He was there.
Okay.
He was hiding like by the heart. Oh! He actually gets another kill off that. That's insane.
Was that the bomb?
Yeah. The
oh
bomb
my god.
He survived. He takes another one down. That's kind of sick.
4 HP. He was just out of range around the wall.
That could be such a massive deal now because he's actually now got 5k. Flick can buy himself. I would say they don't buy into this. I would recommend they don't buy, but there is an option now. Oh, they've gone for it. They've gone for it. I don't mind it. The fact that they managed to get another kill there, yeah, why not? I suppose. Get it done.
Ah, Yuri, that kill down lower really came back to pay dividends. Look at this, a huge round from him. He's been their hero. He has been the shining light for the South American side. Look at that, that's great.
He comes in. It's going to be a second for XE Power. The force buy paying dividends here as the AWP saving the previous round by the skin of its teeth. 4 HP after the bomb explosion. And it's going to be a 5 versus 3. Yuri has to commit. He's been the star player so far. Vinny will pull one back. That's face crap being dropped. That's good news as well, considering the way he's been playing. Yuri needs to be careful of Heaven. He's not quite ready for it as they get another frag. That's Almeza taking down the star player so far. Vinny, 12 HP, Abel J, 78. Plenty of time, of course, but this is forZe's round to lose now.
Exapow. Just finding a double kill straight off of that 4 HP save. It's Counter-Strike, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the major. Day 2 of it. Yeah, he could get caught off by Abel here, but he does have Almeza for the trade. Doesn't matter, that was the full HP as well. This MP9 can find a second, doesn't have to. His teammates there. And a Krieg for Jerry, quite the upgrade. They are getting closer and closer to that magic number. And speaking of the numbers, actually, for a moment, interesting, I can see the pick'em prediction stats. 60% of the Counter-Strike community had FURIA going through to the Legend stage, and just under 40% of you.
Yeah, I'm not surprised a lot of people believed in forZe the way they presented themselves in the minors, so this is going to be cool to see if they can bounce back now. I imagine on Nuke as well, like one of FURIA's best maps, like statistically speaking, they play it a lot, they've got a massive win rate on it, I think it's like 75% with 24 outings, something like that, so it's pretty cool to see that they can actually take down a FURIA here. Bit of an 8 damage at the start, Yuri down to 61, XE Power unable to crack things open from the same position this time. Got one Krieg, Deagles, and Glocks. Art in a prime position to get the first, that's not bad at all. Down the vents he goes.
With the weapon, he disappears. Puff of smoke. Vinny, he just managed to grab Almeza's AUG as well. He's pulling that one into the round. That's a stepping stone. Jerry, he's going to try and rip a little bit of the foundations away from them. Face crack, some CT aggression. With 70 seconds on the clock, he's pushing Hut.
I don't know how he's ready for that one. That would look like a prime position there. And now Jerry just going to town. It's going to be Serato, Abel J, left in another 4 versus 2. Serato with Glock, no armor, no nades. the most default setup you can possibly have.
They've had so much passive CT side, like CT rounds, that they are now just throwing in these little spurts of aggression, these little bits, destabilizing the setup from FURIA, and it is rewarded. Two unarmored opponents left. This should just be a formality. Should be the operative word. FurIA looking to do some damage. Can't flip, now looking for the second. Abel still standing, only briefly. We have 12 for forZe.
Well, there we have it.
On the CT side, FURIA, their opportunities are numbered.
They've got money now at least, FURIA, but yes, time is dwindling. They will take a tactical timeout here. They're second so far. You can see a sea of blue in the second half at this point. FURIA only picking up a single round at this stage. forZe have looked very good on their CT side. They've played this map a lot as well. Like we said, not against the same tier opposition, but they've got a lot of practice here. We know they're skilled players, and they seem to have a solid understanding of what FURIA are presenting, and they're recovering. Even from some disastrous rounds, like losing to pistols and SMGs, they bring it right back. Yeah, and there is no absence of, demos of FURIA's nuke. This is a map that they've kind of forged their dynasty on. They picked up some huge wins, or at least close results. We've seen them beat Astralis over at ECS. One of the few teams that have beat them on that map.
I mean, yeah, that's a very short list, a very exclusive club.
FURIA, like the only ones in there.
I'm pretty sure the French made it close, but never managed to close it out. Close losses against the likes of Team Liquid over in Dallas on this map. FURIA, no strangers to it, but those demos are there against Tier 1 opposition.
5 Kriegs, Alex.
Here we go.
This is what they do best. We haven't seen it so far. Let's see if this is where they can really start to sink their teeth into the second half. Need more than what they have so far. A single round's not really going to do much for them. Anyway, round 22. Oh, for FURIA, he's been fantastic in this second half.
Ooh. FURIA just caught a nade down to 80. Perfectly timed Molotov, but I don't think FURIA are respecting it. They're actually pushing through the flames. He can back away here if he wants to. They don't have that info, but he's ready and willing to take another fight. Catches Vinny. FURIA looking to transition. He does get that frag, but actually starting to hit the brakes. Instead of accelerating on that vulnerability, they slow things down.
Ends round now. forZe have lots of money. They've got a 4-on-4 situation on the CT side. We'll see where this is where they can find that 13th round. FURIA working towards the
holding a flash. He's throwing his flash for FURIA. He's going to push on this. Flash looking top side. There is a plan on Heart, and FaceCrack's going to have no issues. Not doing the back dance. He's so aggressive. Surely not another one.
No.
My goodness. Art finally gets the trade, but damage done.
Yeah, it looked like he was on for a third there as well. Fantastic work here from the CTs, but it is brought back to a 2-on-2. 35 seconds remain. Yuri needs to be careful of the AWP presence here. Goes down to a difficult situation at this point. It's Art. He'll be stuck in towards Squeaky door room, and Jerry's waiting in the vents. He has got the bomb. Does he want to drop down though? Be quiet about it. And he actually, Jerry there. It's difficult to work out who was getting the kill, but it is the CTs that will come out on top. So 13-9.
The Z-axis taking fights on that one in Counter-Strike feels so weird.
Especially with the CT of the Krieg from his POV. I was like, wait, who's shooting who? I couldn't work out what perspective we were at.
Oh, FaceCrack, he's doing that as well, looking down. This drop, I mean, his unpredictable aggression in such an intense game at the major is paying so many benefits towards his team.
Absolutely. They're taking a partial buy here, FURIA as well.
Ooh, I mean, quite a lot of utility. They will have to buy in the next.
They had just shy of 4K per player, so they had a lot of money. They could have bought it, but they were like, okay, let's try and win out with the Deagles here. We'll have enough of the utility to find some picks potentially. We'll see what we can do with it, but we'll try and close this out with everything we possibly have. Flashbangs and Molotovs going through towards the hub. FaceCrack might find himself in a spot of bother here, but two players have made their way throughout the Squeaky door. One down the vents. The bomb not quite there, though, but it does make its way on the back of Vinny. It lands on him, and down he goes.
Tap smoke and likely a plant. Molotov is going to be perfectly timed on Vinny. Looks like he's still punching in the digits, trying to cross back towards Decon, but he's in the warm embrace of FaceCrack. The bomb's something.
It gives them a full vibe. They're going to have that anyway next round, so it's not a massive talking point, but it certainly doesn't harm them getting that bomb planted.
Yeah, but no weapons taken away at the CTs. I mean, forZe are comfortable for the foreseeable future. 14-9. forZe looking to find themselves their second win here at the major.
Tactical timeout, surely, for FURIA. They've got a couple remaining, I believe. And indeed, they have called it. There we have it. So, 14-9. If you're just joining us, just waking up, welcome. This is our second best of one of the day. It's currently a 1-1 game in the Swiss system. It's a big deal because either way, the next round you can be playing the best of threes, right? So you want to make sure you're not at the 1 and 2 territory, knowing you've got to claw back 2 best of threes to make it to the next stage. But this is the replay from FaceCrack. The full spray, the 25 bullets of silence, then 4 leads to 1 kill. Finishes things off in style though once he rotates towards lower. Full defuse comes in. Like we said, it's not a huge deal. The bomb went down. They didn't lose any money themselves. And FURIA are going to buy up next round regardless, but it keeps them alive for a couple of rounds financially, but they don't necessarily have that time at a 14-9 scoreline. Here the AWP leaders so far. Power didn't do much in the first half, but his second half performance has been wonderful. And it makes sense. CT side, you're always going to be a lot more dangerous with the sniper than you would be on the T side.
Yeah, this is a perfect map for him to kind of be that dynamic AWPing presence.
Yeah, I agree. Really impressed with him.
Actually heading towards ramp. It's not the... might be the first time we've actually seen him hold this line, and certainly this aggressively. Abel will be there. Is he going to go walking? Yeah, clears the corners. I don't think Abel's ready for this.
I think he might be. It's a really dirty angle he's got, and it will be the first. The AWP does hit him, but he's surely going to get the trade. And Power, he can't get a third. That would be ridiculous. It's still a chance here, but maybe not so much anymore. FaceCrack towards the squeaky door. Fantastic work from Vinny. And now towards, oh my goodness, I was about to say there's a chance he actually gets behind them, but Vinny's aware of it. It's a big round for them. They deny match point. They're still in this as they post double digits. But remember, we do have forZe with plenty of money here. They're going to bring out the AWP straight away. And Flit had 7,400. If they really want to do a double AWP setup, they could. I don't think they really rock that too often.
Look at this. The fact that he gets this, then immediately has the presence of mind to check for that hut push.
Yeah. He's so ready for it.
If Vinny had not done that, I mean, second to that, if he had not checked for FaceCrack's flank, I mean, very different round. Lots of ifs, buts, and maybes, but the cold hard facts, it's 14-10. 2 rounds away from forZe finding their second win here at the Major. 3 and you're in to the Legends stage.
Oh, Jerry, this looks too good. Yuri is so focused towards CT spawn.
He's not going to clear that when the smoke fades. I mean, he's almost operating under the assumption that it's clear.
Well, you'd expect to be dead by now. There's no way he checks this. Hello.
Nice to see you.
And that's only one player outside as well. That's a freebie.
Information for Jerry as well. The fact that there isn't any presence trying to get that trade conveys that to his team. They start to react accordingly. forZe's firing off a couple of warning shots towards the door, but the CTs will not succumb to the temptation this time.
Smokes towards upper. All on the line now, 1 round away from match point. A 5 versus 4. Make it, and he could even keel at this stage because AbleJ does pull back FaceCrack. Almaze has got a gap in that smoke. Does he get a chance to use it? He does. Somehow gets away with it. Vinny was ready to strike as well, and Flitz, he'll be pushing.
It's going to be interesting, just on the edge of that smoke.
So dirty.
He chooses to back away.
So he can hold this wall. It's a really strong position. It's commonly overlooked. This is a classic new position. You're always good for 1 kill here. Maybe a bit more if you get backup from your teammate from the CT entrance. Flit will be there, just looking to burrow himself in with 25 seconds remaining. I'd say this is a great spot. They're going to have to go lower as well. Arts will have to shoot the window to even get through. He's done that. And now noise being made. He's trying to distract any ramp players. And it's worked out. How has that worked out?
That is just beautiful. But with 15 seconds, this round is not won. They have to get this bomb down. FURIA, time becoming their absolute arch nemesis. Where is the bomb? forZe gonna start charging towards the side, making a beeline. Jerry, if he gets out, he can swing the doors open. It's an open plant, and it's a 1 round. forZe will find 15. Power gets Jerry on top. 1 round away from 2-1 in the stead for Pursuit of Legend stage.
We've got 5 lives here to close this one out on the CT side of Nuke, and it's not that they've been lucky to get here. They've had some very convincing rounds against a team that's very well versed on Nuke. They'll take their final tactical timeout, FURIA that is, and Jerry, that was the opening kill. So patient, so disciplined, just to wait his time, not swing around, and he finishes thing off in style as well. He denies the plant, meaning they don't get that extra $800 per player. They're going to have to buy with the very little they have. So what have they got overall? It's actually not too bad in terms of the finances, but at this point, let's be happy to even have any weaponry, considering it's 15-10 and they're 1 round away from losing this best of 1. Timeout will come to an end.
That T side from forZe really had it set the stead for this. Look at
they lost the pistol as well. They were 5-1 down, remember. They did not be gifted loads of momentum and lots of financial errors from FURIA. They were 5-1 down.
Yeah, to finish 8-7 as well. Keeping that gap as close as they could.
That's a remarkable comeback.
Now they're reaping the rewards. Let's see if they can close things out. Fast Molotov from Power. Trying to lock down the outside. You can hear the smoke starting to plume. He's going aggressive. So damn aggressive. He wants to use that smoke. He can actually find it between the 2 of them. But Jerry, once again, draws first blood from outside. This is exactly how the last round started to destabilize. But now 4 versus 4. Abel, he's paid quite the price for the equalizer. Breathing, but bleeding. Just 10 HP.
Oof. Almeza takes a bit of damage. He's evaded his teammate. This could be brilliant. Flick closes out right now. Do they check the corner? They're not going to initially. He's got the lineup. It could be the 3K and it comes through. It's all finished at 16-10. It's forZe going 2-1 against FURIA, who are the hot favorites coming into this matchup, especially when it's on Nuke. And that's such a stunning performance from the CIS team. Really impressive what they're putting down right now.
They were not the underdogs. This was forZe. The analysts acknowledged this was all but a possibility.
Yeah.
As long as the individual showed up, and I'll tell you an individual